Hello everyone, my name is Mark Shabizi and welcome to my informal informational speech. My topic is about professional wrestling, mainly about the WWE. I am a wrestler myself. I've been a fan my whole life, and I know a lot of people were once fans. Maybe they grew out of it, maybe you guys still are fans. But my presentation and my speech is titled The Legends of Wrestling. How very fitting. You think of big characters, big names, they're legends. They go down in time. And I would like to start off with my first slide being of the beauty of professional wrestling. Now, professional wrestling unites families. When I was younger, my first memory in my life was watching pro wrestling with my dad, mainly the WWF, what it was called at the time. Now it's called the E. And it really does unite families. You know, you look at all the people that go to the events, the fans. Who are they with? They're with their parents, they're with their siblings, they're with their loved ones. It unites families to a T. It creates an escape. For people that are going through bullying in school, where do they go? They watch their superheroes live on TV. They watch professional wrestling. It's the best live theater in the world. I say this about any sport, and the WWE is just as much of a sport as is basketball and football. It's the best live action theater. Professional wrestling is live, it's all one take, it's the best theater. It will make you happy or sad, and that's just the reality. It's all storyline, it's a weekly program, it's a show, it's entertainment. It's supposed to bring out these raw emotions in you. But it will always lead you to coming back to tune in every Monday and Friday to the big shows weekly. Now here's the growth of professional wrestling that mainly took place in the 80s. This is when professional wrestling really took the next stride. Vince McMahon took ownership from his father, Vince McMahon Sr., of the WWF, like I said it was called, in 1982. Characters like Roddy Piper and Hulk Hogan, who you may have known or heard of, especially Hulk Hogan, were created in the 80s. This is, these were the superheroes of that generation. The first WrestleMania, the Super Bowl of wrestling, took place in 1985. Faces of the company for that first WrestleMania were Hulk Hogan, and celebrity star Mr. T. WrestleMania then becomes a yearly tradition. In 2024, we're hitting WrestleMania 40. 40 years of wrestling. The other different generations of professional wrestling are the golden era of the WWE, the 1982 to 1993, led by Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, the Macho Man. The new generation era took place in 1993 to 1997, headlined and led by Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, two legends, two of the greatest of all time. The Attitude Era, the biggest era in my opinion of professional wrestling, and statistically, took place in 1997 through 2002. This is the biggest period ever, like I said, in pro wrestling. The ratings were at their highest, the fan attendance were all sold out every week. WrestleMania blew up and took it to a whole new stratosphere, led by Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. The other pro wrestling generations, because you gotta mention all of them, the Ruthless Aggression era, 2002 to 2008, where athleticism and the sport really took a new stride. Led by The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, John Cena, Triple H, all names you probably have heard of multiple times. The PG era took place in 2008 and 2011. Now you notice here in my slide, it says when they left the TV-14 rating for the PG rating. Now, this was very controversial, and even I had mixed opinions about it, but there's no doubt that the fan attendance in terms of the kids and the parents grew because it was led by John Cena, who is the Hulk Hogan of today's generation and still lives. The reality era, which is where fans kind of blew up and social media was catching on and people were learning the behind the scenes, the rumors. This took place in 2011 through 2016 and arguably still takes place to this day. Led by Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and Brock Lesnar. And then the new era, which is the era we're still in today, 2016 to present, led by Roman Reigns, Ronda Rousey, the former UFC star, and AJ Styles, one of my favorites. Now, is it real or fake? Now, if you're going to notice right here on this photo, this isn't makeup. this is a real life injury. This guy here, Cody Rhodes, tore his pectoral muscle and still wrestled later that night. And if you notice here in my slides, all professional wrestling is scripted. They have predetermined outcomes. So if you're wondering that, yes, we have predetermined outcomes. But WWE writes their show like a TV show. They don't hide it. World Wrestling Entertainment, it's in its name. Gravity is real. So if I'm hitting the ground, and if someone's hitting the ground, it's gonna hurt. It's the wrestlers' jobs to keep each other safe. Accidents can and will happen at any time, and you go and get trained at a wrestling school. The impact of the WWE, one of my final slides. Vince McMahon took the company mainstream. All started in the 80s, blew up to this international market that it's in today. Began running international tours in the 80s. In the 2000s, they hosted 500 plus live events in over 30 plus countries. Incredible. In 2010, they launched NXT to create homegrown stars, kind of like an NFL combine, where they recreate and regrow and rebrand their own guys and females. In 2014, they launched the WWE Network, a subscription service, which has now become Peacock. WWE sold a parent company called Endeavor, which is also owned by the UFC, and that took place in 2023, so this year, for $9.3 billion. And they set an attendance record at every football stadium for WrestleMania. The biggest record was 101,000 people, and they're getting ready to break that number in 2024. And then these are just my reference pages. So I want to thank you for listening. I hope you all enjoyed, and I appreciate you, and I hope that you learned something here today.